Hey, Annie.
Hi.
Hey, Kate. I don't see Sophie.
Sophie felt better this morning, so she went camping with her dad.
That's right. Okay. Okay.
So,
Cool. And Janine. Hey.
Well, I am recording, so anybody who couldn't make it this afternoon, basically they can just watch the recording, and then if they have any questions, they can pop a message to me, or they might even be able to ask somebody here, who's here today.
Great.
So not to take too much of your time. You should have received the invitation in the email. It was in one of my responses. I had the link to join the group online. And basically, you should be able to just click that link and automatically come into that group, which Janine, you were able to come in directly into the group without any issue, correct?
Right.
Okay. So we'll just monitor that and basically set your role to a moderator role. Like anybody in your group will have the same permissions, with the exception of Sydney. And I get to be in everybody's group. So,
Great.
like I promise not to intrude, and like I'll not look at notifications and things like that. But I think it will be a very helpful place for you to work within and basically engage, and then it makes it simple if there's things that you can share to the greater group of people working in climate in their communities, then that is easy for you to do there as well. So part of what we're trying to do is give you a place to communicate kind of internally about your project, but also to be try to share those resources and the things that you're learning, or the things that you might have challenges with that other people in the network might be able to give some guidance on. So basically they're going to be in two different parts of the network, but you'll have easy access to both of those. So I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen, and I will start here. And if you have questions as we go, just give a shout and let me know, and I'll stop and do that. So are you able to see the screen here with the DOAS network?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the outermost layer. And basically everybody who's in any of the groups are part of this outer layer. We are not using this terribly much at the moment, but as things go on, we might. The homepage basically will just show you kind of a couple of featured messages, and then any recent activity that's in any of your groups that you're participating in will be there in the most recent to least recent.
I didn't know my message. Cool.
Yep. Discovery basically just shows you some of the top posts in the network. It'll show members who are near you within there. We've got almost 50 people all together. It'll show you the topics in this group, and then featured messages, and then any upcoming events. And because, for example, like this is my homepage and my feed, I'll see a board meeting because that's set up through our board group, which is a private group that others won't have access to. So you won't necessarily see that board meeting event on your calendar. You'll see only the things that are pertinent to the groups that you're working with. I can look at members, and you should be able to look at members here, members, newest, hosts, ambassadors, etc. Here, let me just look at the notification. Kristen is in, thank you. And I'll basically change your role to moderator as soon as we get there. It gives you a little bit of information about, I'm not sure if everybody has the ability to invite other people. As moderators within your group, you probably would. So if there's other people that you want to pull in and give access to those conversations and that workspace, you can do that. So groups is the section that you'll be primarily working with, and you'll see again, groups that I'm part of, you won't necessarily see on your screen. Like the board of directors ones, you won't even see that. Committee group with non-board members, you won't see because they're listed as secret groups. Just makes things a little bit cleaner for your interface. General members, Middlefield Bluebirds, and then our climate action leadership group, which some of you have already joined as kind of part of that whole application process. So within the network, then we've got different groups, and hopefully you're part of two of those, the Middlefield Bluebird Project and the Climate Action Leadership Group. So let's kind of dive into the Middlefield Bluebird Project, because this is basically your own kind of section of the network that you'll have access to that other people will not unless you invite them. And we did get, I can look at members, basically. So here's Annie. I'm going to change your role to a moderator. And Kristen, same thing there. Change role to moderator. So it allows you a little bit more customization. And I think we already did, I think I already changed Janine's role. So let's look. Oh, nope, don't want to do that. Moderator. I don't know why that didn't save. Okay, so basically, from here, you're also, I believe, able to move people from the group. I'm not sure if you'll be able to do that or not, depending on your permission level. But there may also be a way where you can message everybody, but I typically will do that through the topics. So I just created a first topic, but you might have other, design specs for Bluebird houses, or, like locations and maps of where, like the houses are going that you're monitoring. And then you might have another topic for data and reporting, and another one about like upcoming events. So you're able to, and you should be able to manage topics or add topics using these areas here. So someone who is currently in the network and logged in, Janine or Kristen, can you tell me if you go to, on your computer, if you go to the Middlefield Bluebird Project and go to topics, can you tell me if you see both manage and the plus sign in the controls?
In the upper right.
I'm sorry, what did you want to know if we could see?
Are you able to see manage and the plus sign in the topics section in that group?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, good. So that means you're going to be able to add a topic, and you can name your topic, and it'll basically just walk you through different options, who can contribute, what the description is, if you want a color for it, if you want a background image, basically. So you should be able to do that with a moderator level. You can also reorder the way they are on the screen. That's not as important. Content types, and this is one of the things I want to look at with you just a little bit, this is group settings. Let me go back, close this. Okay, so if you're in the topic or just in like the homepage activity feed, so this is just on the network, and you'll see it has its own color, which is different from other network colors. You'll have, it'll clearly identify it here, group Middlefield Bluebird Project. If you want to share something, you can just click in here and you can share. This is a quick post example. So you can, share something that's come up, add a picture, add a video, embed a link, attach a file, or create a poll. Like if you're looking to set up a meeting, you can do that. The other option is down at the bottom here where it says expand to article. And I try to do this as much as I can because adding an article will give it a title. So it will help organize your content a little bit so that if somebody's looking for something that you posted, about something coming up, that they'll be able to see that title and that can trigger what the content is. So I find that helpful. This will also give you a little bit more control for adding like multiple images or multiple files. Sometimes in the short post, it'll just let you do one thing and then that's pretty much it. So there's that. And then once you create an article or when you find a post, you can add a topic to it. So once you have a list of topics, you can say, oh, this really belongs in this topic on, location data or a map, or the county, town parks data, however you organize your content, you can do it there.
Question, these are topics for us. I mean,
Yes.
within our Middlefield Bluebird. Okay.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. So if you accidentally post this outside of the group and it goes into the network, we can always move it. So you can't break anything. You don't have to worry. Can't break anything. We can fix most things that, might come up. But hopefully it's not something that you'll have any problem with. You can also see who's online at the moment. And you can basically open up a chat with a particular person that's online and basically, hi, Kristen. And that basically you can have conversations with each other here in that way. And can you add people?
Who's Rob Katz?
Oh, he shows up when I add people because he's in other of my networks.
Okay, sorry, it's on yours. Okay.
Yeah, no, because my screen will be a little bit different, and that's always a challenge for me. Is I'm not sure necessarily what your screen looks like.
Yeah.
Like I know it's similar to this, but I can never tell what functions I have that you might not. So, and then if you have, a meeting. Basically, you can go ahead and set up a meeting, and that's just using the plus sign. So, and then give it the information. Where is it going to be? If you want RSVPs, people can RSVP right through here. You can see who's coming. And then there's also a way, and I can't figure out quite yet how to show it to you, where you can message everybody. So like if you have RSVPs for a meeting, you can message the people on the network that have responded with one message, and then you can write another message for people who haven't RSVP'd to send them a reminder to tell them, don't forget, if you haven't RSVP'd, go ahead and do so. When you RSVP for a meeting, the network will automatically record that and they'll send you a notification if you have those notifications set up. So
how do you set up the notifications?
That's the next thing. Basically, nope, that's perfect. So over here, it's going to be in your settings. And basically there'll be a section for notifications. So you basically tell the system how you want to be notified. So you can get a push notification to your phone that'll let you know that somebody posted something new. You can get email updates as it happens, or you can do a once a day daily digest, any new content. And I believe that's configured to close out the day at 5 p.m. So every day at 5 p.m., there'll just be a summary of any activity. If there's no activity, you won't get the email. And then basically what types of things you want to get notified of. So anybody who cheers, comments after you, and at mention, basically if you tag somebody, that will, it'll trigger a notification to me that's something someone wants me to look at. Updates from hosts, which would be me, events and reminders, polls and results. So any of these, you just configure them how you like. I would say all posts, because this is your work group, getting notification of all posts is probably best, so that whatever topic people are posting on, people are aware of it. I like to, for example, with Sydney had come in and posted yesterday. So let me look at the activity feed. So I like to just cheer it to acknowledge that I've seen it, which I think is just helpful, you know, and then if I have a comment, I can comment on it as well. But I think just, you know, making that acknowledgement, oh, I saw this, this is great, thanks so much. I think that's helpful for the person who posts it, so that it's not just going into ether and they have some kind of feedback that you've seen it. And that's pretty much it. If you want to invite other people to the group, I believe as moderators, you should be able to do that just with the invite link. It puts a generic message here. You invite them by email, what permissions they'll have, which you get basically, you probably won't have the ability to invite them as hosts, but you should be able to invite as either moderators or members. And
is this inviting each other within the group?
Yes. So if there's someone, let's say, that didn't get the invitation, or somebody that adds into the group, maybe somebody from the town that you say, oh, you should, you know, you should input here for us, or if you want to see kind of how things are developing, join the network, let me send you an invitation. And then you can also do that through this link at the bottom of this page. So this is the invite section. And you may or may not need that. I don't know. So it depends kind of on where things go. Yeah. So any questions at this point? No, I think it's fairly straightforward. The hardest part of all of it is just getting the different groups not confused with each other. So this one is the Middlefield Bluebird project group. If I go back to the network, basically I can go into the Climate Action Network and we can kind of look at the activity that's there. And again, this is something, you know, we put it on an orange background. If there's something that you're doing internally in your work that other people can benefit from, then this is the place to share it, basically, so that all of the people here can see that and maybe contribute or use that information or your data. Like if you get really good specs for Bluebird boxes and how to build them and what the materials list is, that type of thing, that's a resource that other people might be able to use for projects in other places. So good. Pictures, like to go ahead and share pictures in your network. That helps me. If you have pictures, you know, you're doing something on a particular day and something's going on, go ahead and share those pictures on the network, and then I'll have access to that and I can use it in publicity and do a media release and things like that. So that's it. 20 minutes on the dot almost.
Wow, that's terrific.
So,
Too much.
so any other questions? No.
What's the next step in the
Right.
project?
Yeah, if I could have a minute here.
Yeah, go right ahead.
So of course, this is something we're inventing as we go along, but so I think in the beginning, we're probably not going to be involving other people as we work out our own, like how we're going to be doing this. But so far at midnight on Saturday, I ordered our 6 Bluebird boxes. So they are to specs, and they should arrive in a week. Marion Carl, who is 93 years old and is New, the founder of the Bluebird Association, has selected where the boxes should be installed. So the next step is to get our posts, because we want the posts to be ready, and we want all of the parts to be ready when the Bluebird boxes come in. So I would anticipate that we would try to set them up, not next week, but the following week would be, I think that's the week of June 14. And of course, Bluebirds are already busy making families, and sometimes they have a second brood and sometimes they have a third. So we'll pray that there's some out there that will find our boxes, even though it's a tiny bit late. Bill Ralston is, so Marion Carl is our expert. Bill Ralston also knows a lot about it, and he has built Bluebird boxes, and he's very handy. So he will probably lead the part about installing them. And we may end up that each one of you will be installing 2 on your own schedule, because I suspect that it would be pretty difficult to say, okay, let's do it June 15 at 4 o'clock, and none of you might be free. So I don't know, does that sound better than trying to coordinate everybody's schedule?
Probably.
Yeah. So that week we'll choose, and then I think through general communications, I'd say, okay, they're here. We have the posts, we have the flanges, and so forth. We'll take that from there. We hope to also build cones on the pole of the box so that raccoons and snakes and cats and everyone else doesn't go up the post. Now, on my own Bluebirds, because I can't believe I have a family of Bluebirds, I also put Vaseline up and down the post, so that would make it harder for some predator to climb. Ultimately, then once we get everything established, we'll figure out a system where people can drop by, and we'll record your observations. Maybe you'll learn about how to do it scientifically. You might have to record the time, the temperature, the time of day, what else you see going on. There's a hawk in the sky, there's a cat lurking. I don't know, but we'll work on that together. I do wish we could meet in person once or twice, and possibly we will be able to. If we did, is like morning better, evening better, weekends better, weekdays better? Or do you think does anybody have any comment on that? You busy people? Because you 3 teens are the Bluebird advocates, and you're each going to get a stipend. And because you're all creative, later on, we're going to brainstorm on how to get the word out about why they're so important. And I know Kristen and Sophie were talking about maybe you'll design a bunch of 1-minute TikToks on different aspects. I don't know. But that part comes a bit later, but I want you to be thinking about it. And of course, in the meantime, there's the New York State Bluebird Society. And so you can start Googling, and it's pretty amazing. They're pretty amazing little creatures. So you might want to do that on your own. And I will let you know the next step. I'm hoping Bill will actually handle getting the posts and and the flanges and things like that. But and so Susan, can we communicate in a general way, like not on a topic, but just like a general thread?
Yes. And that's basically, I set up a topic for general or important. And you see, oh, I forgot, I'm not sharing my screen anymore. I just come back over here. So in topics, you can post within a topic, and it'll give you the topic at the top, and the article, the option to, add a title to it or not. Cancel that.
Because it may be a lot of coordinating, like as though it were a
Right. And then, or you can just post it regularly. And if it says, it'll ask you, do you want to add a topic? And you can say no. So it can just go kind of as a general message. And then you can always shift it to a topic afterwards if it's appropriate to do that. You'll also notice when you have your topics here, I follow everything because I want to know basically, like in my groups that I participate in, I'll follow different topics mostly because kind of just for awareness factor. But if there's a topic that's completely unrelated to what you're doing, you can always unfollow it, which it'll tell you, are you following this or not following it? So general messages, I am following. General messages that you would post basically would just not go to a topic.
And again, no one else is in this group, so we aren't going to suddenly see topics about electric cars, which is fine, but that won't be showing up in this group. If we wanted to see those other topics, we would go to the C, right? The climate leadership action.
Right. Those other topics can go in there. Yep. Your topics here, you can create whatever makes the most sense to you.
Right.
Basically. And that's really just a tool to organize your content, because sometimes it gets crazy trying to find content that's on a subject. If it was posted 2 weeks ago or something, we've had a lot of activity. Instead of just scrolling through, post after post in the order that they were written, you can at least look in a particular topic and say, okay, it would have been in this topic, and here's the article titles, which give a good indication. You can also use the search, the search option here. So I searched for bird flight last.
Oh my, okay.
Yeah.
So do you guys have questions?
Nope. Anytime, if you need help or anything, just give me a shout. You can message me through the network. Just click on my profile, my profile picture. I'm in here as Susan.
Wonderful. Great.
And you can basically just click the say hello button, which doesn't show on mine because.
Terrific.
But just use say hello, and that will just open up a chat message with me, and I can get that on my phone, and I can respond on my phone if I'm not at my desk. So
wonderful. Now, does everybody know where the Middlefield Schoolhouse is? Because I would suggest going for a walk out there. It is so gorgeous. You won't believe it. So you on 166, you go towards the hamlet of Middlefield, which is where the fire department is and the town hall. And as soon as you cross the Cherry Valley Creek, you will see on your left this beautiful historic schoolhouse. And just pull in there, and on the left of that is a mowed field, which is the Little League field that's never used. And the Cherry Valley Creek goes along the sides. So it's a lovely, and you might this next week, if you have a moment, go out there for a drive just to see what where our place is. And it's a town park that's very seldom used. So it's perfect for the Bluebirds to use.
I was just looking to see if there was a map for it, but it didn't come up.
So so that's what I would suggest you do next week.
Okay, sounds good.
And okay, thank you, everybody. Susan, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Enjoy, and I hope it's useful for you.
Thank you.
I just had a question. The meeting on the 17th was supposed to be about using this. So does this
so you guys are ahead of the curve, because I think your starting point, you're like jumping off immediately. So I didn't want you to have to wait, but that's pretty much going to be this.
Okay.
So,
thank you.
You're very welcome. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great afternoon. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful sunny day. Bye.
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 Go for the Bluebird of happiness.